Hello, my spectacles, it is I, August, but the ghoul next door. Your favorite ghoul fiend.
Hello, my spectacles, it is I, August, but the ghoul next door. Your favorite ghoul fiend. And today is episode 19 of my 2026 Halloween series. And the bingo task for today is to create a Halloween playlist. So I've done this before. I did one last year. I've done playlists all the time on Spotify. I must have like 20 Halloween playlists by this point. I thought I would try something a little bit different and do a playlist of 15 music videos that have a vampire in it. And off the top of my head, I came up with 15 off the top of my head. And I looked up the years for each video. So we'll go in that order. So number one, the first video would be Night Moves by Marilyn Martin. It came out in 1986, and it is a retelling, loosely, of the movie The Hunger, which came out like, what, a year and a half before that? So then, I better mark these off so I know which one. Okay, so then our next one would be from 1988. I did say the first one was 1986, didn't I? I think I did. So our next one would be from 1988, and it would be the Pet Shop Boys with the song Heart. That vampire is played by, I can't remember the name of the actor, but he's from the X-Men movies. He plays Magneto in the X-Men movies, and he plays like a Nosferatu Dracula kind of character. And one of the members of the band, the Pet Shop Boys, kind of plays a Jonathan Harker type of character, if you want to call him that, in that video. Moving on, our next one would be Concrete Blonde with the song Bloodletting the Vampire Song from 1990. And the lyrics itself is said to, the lead singer once said in an interview way back in the early 90s that the lyrics themselves were based off of the Anne Rice novels at that time, which were Interview with a Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, and Queen of the Damned. We see a vampire midway through the video or near the end of the video as he bites the lead singer's neck. Moving on from there, our next video would be I'm just looking at the list here. The next one would be Alice Cooper with Love's a Loaded Gun from 1991. Now, that video is loosely based on the comic books from Vampirella. The movie, I know there's a movie, but I think the movie for Vampirella came out a few years later. I do believe that the space hunter, space vampire character he has in this video came straight from the comic books. I have to say, that's one comic book I never got my hands on. I never got into Vampirella, and that's something that maybe I should try to see if I can find. That's going a little off topic. Okay. So I believe our next video, let's see. I think our next video is Love Song for a Vampire by Annie Lennox, which was part of the Bram Stoker's Dracula soundtrack from 1992. Annie Lennox plays a vampire in the video, plus it has scenes from the movie, I was going to say the Vampire Lestat. Plus it has scenes from Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. It's because I was just talking about the concrete blonde and everything. Okay. So far, that gives us Marilyn Martin's Night Moves from 1986, Pet Shop Boys' Heart from 1988. Did I just say 1996 and not 1986? I might have. 1986, 1988, Concrete Blonde from 1990, Alice Cooper in 1991, Annie Lennox in 1992. Then we have a couple coming up. Oh, we have 3 coming up from 1993. We have Meatloaf with I Would Do Anything for Love in 1993. Now, that one, depending on who you talk to, some say, well, it's just Beauty and the Beast, and others like, no, we've got Dracula in there. We do have Dracula in there. There's a scene in the middle of the video where the character is being seduced in the same way that we see the seduction of Jonathan Harker in, once again, the movie Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. That movie influenced so many people. It literally influenced a generation, whether it was a generation of fans, whether it was a generation of movie producers and directors and stuff, or whether it was a generation of music producers. Fashion, everything, like literally from 1992 till about 1998. Bram Stoker's Dracula, the movie from 1992, influenced so many people. Okay, same year, 1993, we have the Lenny Kravitz song, Is There Any Love in Your Heart? Now this video, I want to say her name is Eve. She was a pretty famous model in the early 90s. She was in that movie Pret-a-Porter. And she plays Nosferatu in this video. You could almost say that this one is inspired by pretty much any vampire scene. Any vampire movie, any vampire scene. But she is kind of wearing the classic bald Nosferatu head. Her teeth are kind of very long. I believe they're metal in this one. And she's got a long trench coat. She's popping out of the trunk of a car, and she's like going through this sports stadium, I believe, trying to find Lenny Kravitz. We're on 1993. That brings us to the video Woman by Scorpions. And this video is a hybrid video. We have actor John Corbett. I love John Corbett. From, Sex and the City and Northern Exposure, I think, was the TV show he was famous for beforehand. He plays both vampire and victim in this one, and there's also a female actor who plays a female vampire. This video is a hybrid because we have a little bit of Dracula, but not the typical scene. This is the Renfield in the asylum scene. John Corbett's character is in a straitjacket, screaming, and then we see him also being pursued in both a nightclub by our female vampire, and then also our female vampire is chasing him through the, I guess it's supposed to be Middle Ages, through a forest on horseback. And so we have the scene of him kind of as Renfield, but then the nightclub scene and the seduction scene, that comes from the movie The Hunger. We also have, I would say, the horseback chase scene through the forest. I'm going to say that's connected to the Hammer films, inspired by the Hammer films. What year are we on? That would bring us to 1996 with ZZ Top's She's Just Killing Me, from the soundtrack From Dusk Till Dawn. And we have in this video George Clooney playing his character from the movie of Seth, and Selma Hayek playing her vampire character, Satanical Pandemonium. Sorry, I had to burp. Next on the list would be Genuine with his remake of When Doves Cry from 1997. Once again, we have a huge scene where he's being seduced by the brides in the same exact way that happened to Jonathan Harker in the 1992 version of Dracula. Staying in 1997, we have Everybody Backstreet's Back from the Backstreet Boys, with the band member Howie playing the Dracula character. I think everyone has seen that. Where are we now? What year are we on? So we have covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've covered 11. So we would be on year 2004. That's a big jump. Okay. And we go to the group, the 69 Eyes. Now, they have 3 separate videos that have to do with the vampire. And at least that's they might have more. These are 3 I have actually seen, and I know. So 2004, the group the 69 Eyes put out the video The Lost Boys, and they literally recreate the movie The Lost Boys in this video. Then, same band, we jump to 2006, and the 69 Eyes put out a video called Perfect Skin. In this video, the lead singer is a vampire, but he's also bitten by another vampire who I'm assuming is supposed to represent Countess Bathory. Staying with the 69 Eyes, in 2009, they put out a video called Dead Girls Are Easy, in which they have a car full of female vampires show up, and they turn this younger man into a vampire, and they kind of take him clubbing. I do believe we're down to 1 video. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 1 video left. That brings us to 2015. Drag performer Sharon Needles with the song Dracula, in which we see, do we call him or her when they're in drag? I'm never sure. But there's a scene where they're dressed up, where Sharon Needles is dressed up as the character David from The Lost Boys in boy drag. There's a scene where he's dressed up, let's call him he just for the, where he's dressed up as a female version of Count Chocula, a female version of Bram Stoker's Dracula, a female version of Nosferatu, or the Nosferatu could actually be neutral. Not really sure. It's just kind of like the makeup and the ears and then a trench coat. So that could be seen either way. And a female version of, I'm wanting to say, either the Count from Sesame Street or Bram Stoker's, or Bela Lugosi's version of Dracula, because it's a tuxedo with the widow's peak, so it could actually go either way. And that's a playlist of 15 vampire videos that I can think of off the top of my head. I am sure there are plenty more by bands I've never seen videos for or never heard of. And again, this was just a playlist of vampire videos, vampire music videos. I am tempted to do another one of these just with a general Halloween vibe to it. I might do that. I might do that still. But okay, so let's just run down that again. We've got Marilyn Martin with the song Night Moves. We have Pet Shop Boys with the song Heart. We have Concrete Blonde with the song Bloodletting. We have Alice Cooper with Love's a Loaded Gun. We have Annie Lennox with Love Song for a Vampire. Scorpions with the song Woman. Meatloaf with I'd Do Anything for Love. Lenny Kravitz with Is There Any Love in Your Heart. ZZ Top with She's Just Killing Me. Genuine with the remake of When Doves Cry. Backstreet Boys with Everybody Backstreet's Back. 69 Eyes with Lost Boys. With Perfect Skin. Dead Girls Are Easy. And Sharon Needles with Dracula. I don't think I'm missing any off my list. Again, this is just off the top of my head. So until next time, I don't know what next week's video is. I've been saying that a lot lately. I had a schedule and I kind of moved a few things around and now it's just kind of a free-for-all. All right, so I will see you next week with next week's video. Until then, creeping screams.